Unit 6 Test. Please be sure to put your name on your test booklet. Our first page is Comprehension Questions. Number 1, use the text below to answer the question. Odin blamed himself. It was he who had invited Loki to join the gods in Asgard. Loki was not a god. Why does Odin blame himself for the problems with Loki? A. Odin knows Loki is a troublemaker. B. Odin is the one who invited Loki to join the gods in Asgard. C. Loki was not a god. Number 2. Use the text below to answer the question. Loki had what he needed. He could have gone straight back to Asgard, but he was very clever. He knew he had angered Odin and Thor. He decided to trick the dwarves into making presents for them. Why did Loki talk the dwarves into making a spear and a boat? A. Loki wanted the spear and the boat for himself. B. Loki didn't want anything but the golden hair. C. Loki had angered Odin and Thor and he wanted presents for them. Number 3. Use the text below to answer the question. Tell Thor he will never see his hammer again. Unless what? Loki asked. Unless Freya will agree to marry me, said Thrym. What did Thrym want to trade for Loki's hammer? A. Thrym wanted to marry Freya. B. Thrym wanted 2 ravens. C. Thrym wanted to be a god. Comprehension continued. Number 4. Use the text below to answer the question. Freya came to put on the finishing touch. She took off the famous golden necklace she always wore and placed it around Thor's neck. What did Freya give Thor to make his disguise complete? A. A veil. B. A necklace. C. A chariot. Number 5. Use the text below to answer the question. I mean, one of us could dress up as Freya. I see, said Odin. Who did you have in mind? Well, said Loki with a grin, it's Thor's hammer. Maybe he should go get it himself. What is the plan for getting Thor's hammer back? A. Thor will dress up like Freya and Loki will be his maid of honor. B. Loki will dress up like Freya and Thor will be his maid of honor. C. Odin will send his ravens to get the hammer. Number 6. Use the text below to answer the question. Thor was hungry. He ate a whole tray of snacks. He ate 8 big salmon. He gobbled down half the ox Thrym's servants had roasted. He washed it all down with 3 barrels of mead. List all of the items that Thor ate and drank at the wedding feast. Comprehension continued. Number 7. Use the text below to answer the question. I have spoken with everything that might harm him. I have made them all promise not to harm him. What does harm mean? A. Want. B. Help. C. Hurt. Number 8. Use the text below to answer the question. Hel said that the gods could have Balder back, but only if every living thing in the world mourned for him. What did Hel say was the only way the gods could have Balder back? A. If every living thing in the world mourned for him. B. If every living thing in the world laughed at him. C. If every living thing in the world got mad at him. Number 9. Use the text below to answer the question. The gods took Loki to a cavern deep underground. They chained him to the rocks. They took a serpent whose mouth dripped with poison and fastened it to the roof. Drops of poison fell out of the serpent's mouth and landed on Loki. What was Loki's punishment? A. Loki was put in a prison cell and fed bread and water. B. Loki was tied to a tree and left there. C. Loki was put in a cavern tied to a rock with poison dripping on him. Comprehension. Number 10. Use the text below to answer the question. Siguna left Asgard and went to live with Loki in the cavern. She stood next to her husband with a cup in her hand. She caught the drops of poison in the cup to keep them from falling on Loki. How did Saguna help Loki? A. She caught the dripping poison in a cup. B. She pleaded with the gods to let Loki go. C. She snuck in and set Loki free. Conjunctions. Choose the correct conjunction and write it on the line to complete each sentence. Number 11. My new kitten is very naughty. I love her anyway. Number 12. Marshmallows are fun to melt. They can make a mess. Number 13. I asked for a new book. New books are so much fun. Number 14. We had to stay in for recess. It was really cold. Number 15. Mary came to see me today. She couldn't stay long. Cause and effect. For each pair of sentences below, write the word because in front of the cause. Capitalize the beginning of the sentence and put an end mark. Number 16. It was so funny. I saw that movie 4 times. Number 17. Mom scolded my little sister. She didn't pick up her toys. Number 18. I wasn't allowed to watch TV. I forgot to do my homework. Number 19. I was late for school. The alarm didn't go off. Number 20. I was hungry after school. I had some cookies and milk. Number 21. I studied really hard. I got a good grade on my test. Number 22. I got a good grade on my test. Mom took me out for ice cream. Adjectives. Choose the adjective for each underlined noun. The beautiful butterfly landed on my yellow shirt. A. Landed. B. Yellow. C. Beautiful. Number 24. The dog ran fast across the busy street. A. Fast. B. Busy. C. Across. Number 25. We watched the sparkling fireflies play happily in the field. A. Sparkling. B. Watched. C. Happily. Go back and look to make sure you have all answers complete. Raise your hand if you're ready to turn on your test.